Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Contra Costa Association of Realtors Centennial Inaugural Celebration. I'm Mark Ibanez. If you don't know me and you don't watch Channel 2, it's great to be here. I think this is like my fifth or sixth consecutive time getting the honor of emceeing your event. And absolutely great to be here. And I want to thank everybody right off the bat for getting me out of the house. I don't think I've been out of pajamas in about 6 or 7 months by the time it's 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So thank you for that. It's great. And I know in the past I've become a little bit infamous, I might say, for my shoe selection. You remember these from last year? These Gucci's, huh? Yes. Well, you know what? They caused a little commotion. I had a lot of pictures taken with me, and they're so last year. We want to put 2020 in the rear view, right? So people have asked me, what are you going to wear this year? It's 2021. I'm going a little bit understated since we are coming to you virtually, and it's not the same as being there at the Black Hawk Auto Museum. So a little shoe cam. Another thing I wanted to do, since we are unfortunately not in that great location site at Black Hawk, I thought I'd make you feel just a little bit more at home and have a couple of classic cars here with me while I'm doing the presentation. Hopefully that'll make you think back to better times when we were all there mixing and matching and having a great time. I really miss the early session when we got to all shake hands and hug. And I feel like I've gotten to know you as my second family outside of sports broadcasting. So thanks for having me again. Much appreciated. I know that this has been a very challenging year for all of us for many different ways. My wife and I have taken it very seriously. In fact, we've decided in the last 7 or 8 months, we're staying 6 feet apart from each other. And my wife just told me last week it's the best our love life has ever been, as long as we stay 6 feet apart. That's the problem with telling jokes virtually in the middle of a pandemic. You have to wait 2 weeks to see if you got it. But I'm just going to assume you did. So, as I say, honored to serve as your MC for today's event and the installation, of course, of your 2021 president, Greg Souza, and the CCAR Board of Directors. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's officially happy hour. So I hope you've all prepared your favorite beverages. I am in the midst of having my first ever canned margarita. So we'll see how that works for us. And I hope you join in. They tell me, during a pandemic to keep your hands away from your face. So I've heard that the best thing to do is keep both hands occupied. Both of you should be carrying drinks at this time. So as we roll on. But, I really appreciate, as I say, the invite. I miss you, Pam, because by this time she'd already served me maybe my second crown and seven. But things are different. We're making do. And I hope you've got some snacks too. You can sit down, get comfortable, and enjoy the program because I've been doing some of the rehearsal stuff the last couple of days, and they've got a great program planned for you. A lot of people working hard behind the scenes. And of course, as you'd imagine, a twist on the standard induction ceremony. This year, we've invited a very special guest, Mr. Chester Santos. I cannot wait for this. The International Man of Memory TM to spend a bit of time with us. I'm sure it's going to be memorable, right? He'll share his extraordinary mind-building techniques. Chester is the 2008 United States Memory Champion. Who knew there was such a thing? That's great. And he's been featured on CNN, NBC, ABC, in the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post. We got to get him on Channel 2. That's just a name a few of the outlets he's been on. And we will also, of course, honor select members of the association with our annual President's Community Service Award, Realtor, Affiliate, and Emeritus Member of the Year Awards. So my first order of business this afternoon after taking another sip of my canned margarita. Never done that before. They're not bad. But we've got to say a special welcome to all the past presidents of CCAR who have joined our virtual celebration tonight. A hearty welcome goes out to all of you. And we want to thank you, of course, for your many years of service to the association, and congratulations for the extraordinary 100-year legacy that you've all helped create here. So that's good stuff. And at this time, we'd like to pay special tribute to all of those in the audience. And we've got a great turnout so far. And we know that many of you have served in the United States military, both past and present. So we wish we could thank each of you individually, but please accept our heartfelt appreciation for all your service. That truly comes from the bottom of all our hearts. And with that, we turn our attention to the Pledge of Allegiance, kindly led by CCAR past president and 2021 treasurer, Ms. Judy Myers. Judy?
The Pledge of Allegiance was first written in 1892 and has changed a little bit over the years. The current words stem from 1954. Please join me in reciting the pledge and pay careful attention to the words. We sometimes are automatic in our response when we do the pledge. We've done it hundreds of times at Realtor meetings. So pay attention carefully after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Judy. And for our next feature, it'll inspire warmth and nostalgia for all of us at CCAR. And we're lucky to have this wonderful memento to share with you today. Please enjoy listening to America the Beautiful, sung by the late, great Nate Ellis, CCAR's former staff director of education. Here's Nate.
America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Nate Ellis, CCAR.
Bravo, Nate.
Rest in peace, dear Nate. That was very nice. Now we'd like to welcome Donna Souza, who will share a few words of inspiration for all of us. Donna, as you probably know, is the incoming president's Greg Souza's mom and business partner and longtime member of CCAR. She is an NAR Emeritus member and served as CCAR Women's Council of Realtors president back in 2015. WCAR District Vice President in 2017 through 18, and WCR State Governor in 2019. Here she is.
Vega wagon. Does anybody remember a Vega wagon? Or some of you weren't even born when Chevrolet was making them. Well, I just want to share with you, that was my first real estate car because I had a Corvette that I did not want to give up for real estate. So I invested in a Vega wagon. It was lemon yellow. First time out, showing property. Back up, put it into gear, look over my right shoulder to see a billowing of smoke because this fucker was an oil burner. Client said to me, geez, we thought all realtors were successful. So I went home, pondered, and went like, well, you know what? I think I'm gonna go for car number 2. It was a Granada with a red Landau vinyl top, super deluxe model. show property. What does that client say? Geez, we thought all realtors were successful. So I went home, reflected, was annoyed that they could possibly hurt my feelings. But what they did is that was a gift that they gave me because it fueled me to vow that I would never have anybody say anything about the car I drove again, which thank God all these years hasn't happened. I want to share something with you on Maya Angelou about people will forget what you said, they will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Well, how do you think these people made me feel? So the message is, let's be mindful of the words. They could hurt, they could break the spirit, they could encourage, they could also inspire. So the story of ducks fly in a V-shaped formation. They all support each other. They're all flapping their wings to reach their destination. But when the lead gets tired, they go to the back of the formation and allow others to lead, and they all take turns. Does that sound familiar? Absolutely. We all step aside and allow others to lead and to shine. I'm grateful that you folks have done that with Greg, because my heart is filled with an abundance of joy. Heartfelt love, Greg. I couldn't be more proud of you. I am confident that you will lead with your heart, that you will be transparent, and that you will lead with passion. So all of you, thank you for allowing me to share my story. I am so honored to be here today. Just keep in mind, kind words and deeds and what we say can make the difference between moving forward and not. So with this, for 2021, I wish you health, happiness, and success. And on that goal sheet, I'm just wondering, does anyone aspire to own a lemon yellow Vega wagon?
Thank you, Donna. That was great. She looks far too young to be Greg's mom. And in case you're just joining us, we are coming to you virtually, of course, in this strange time we've all made it through and making it through successfully. Just wanted to let you know, we have more than 200 people watching the program and being involved in the program as of right now, and that's sure to grow. So I'll keep you posted. And if you are just joining us, we are pretending that we're at the Blackhawk Auto Museum right here. So I brought some of my grandson's little model cars to share with you. I'll just hold them here and we can all pretend we're really at the Blackhawk Auto Museum. Next, I'd like to introduce a group of local officials from our county, state, and national legislative branches who will each share a special welcome message to the incoming president, Mr. Greg Souza, and the CCAR Board of Directors.
Hello, everyone. I just want to congratulate your new board of directors, your new president, and also say how much I appreciate the work that all of you do in these challenging times, and look forward to continuing to have a very healthy, good working relationship with your association. You're a very important part of our community, obviously, and a very important part of the work that I've been able to do at the local, state, now at the federal level. Obviously, we have challenges when it comes to meeting the housing needs here in Contra Costa of as many people as possible. So I want to be able to work with you to make sure that we do that for market rate housing, and to the degree we can assist with affordable housing as well. So congratulations, and look forward to a continuing positive relationship with you and the organization.
Hello, this is Senator Steve Glazer, and I wanted to extend my heartiest congratulations to Greg Souza and all the new members of your board of directors for the 2021 year. We are experiencing some very challenging times, and I know everyone that's listening are having that to deal with personal and professional challenges, maybe more so than you ever have experienced in your life. But I know that you're up to that task. We've had a great partnership, my office and CCAR, the past, and I know it will continue in the future. So I want to extend to you my best wishes. There's some positive signs how we're coming out of this pandemic, but I encourage everyone to continue to be careful and safe. Best wishes to everyone in the coming year.
I'm Supervisor Candace Anderson, and I have the privilege of serving on the Contra Costa County Board of Supervisors, representing District 2, which includes the communities of Walnut Creek, Danville, San Ramon, Alamo, Lafayette, Moraga, and Orinda. What a year we have been through. The county plans for all types of disasters, but none of us anticipated ever an emergency of the magnitude we have been through. With the rolling out of vaccines, I have great hope and optimism that this pandemic will soon be behind us and we can expand our economic recovery from this very, very challenging time. I have to commend the resilience of our Contra Costa real estate community. You quickly pivoted, recognized that we need to keep people sheltered, buying and selling homes, and you figured out how to continue doing your work remotely, safely, and effectively. I do want to say that it didn't just happen. As county health orders were first being implemented last March, Heather Schiffman was on the phone. We were talking, emailing. I was putting her in contact with our county health officers team. And through the strong leadership of your local association, as well as the California Association of Realtors, both local and state health orders were workable for your industry. And despite the pandemic, many homes were bought and sold. I want to now offer a special congratulations to your incoming president, Greg Souza, and the entire board. Yes, there will continue to be unforeseen challenges ahead, but I have no doubt that with your resilience, your perseverance, you will have another very successful year in the real estate industry. My office and I stand ready to support you this upcoming year.
I'm Supervisor Karen Mitchoff, representing the 4th District of Contra Costa County, and I want to thank you for the invitation to make these brief introductory remarks tonight at your 100th anniversary. Congratulations to all the members of the Contra Costa Association of Realtors. To this past year's president and board members, thank you for the outstanding job you've done under these very difficult and challenging times. Who knew that we would all have a new 4-letter word, Zoom, by the end of the year? And more importantly, don't we all wish we had made an investment? Your continued educational seminars and advocacy of electeds has proven to be the outstanding and stellar work you always do. To the new president and the new board, you get to carry the mantle of leadership going forward in 2021. I'm very optimistic that we will be back to in-person gatherings by the summer, early fall. Don't hold me to that, but I'm going to continue to be optimistic about that. I'm here to help you, as are my staff, and I want to give you best wishes for a successful year ahead. Have a wonderful evening.
Greg, your extensive knowledge is paramount in the industry. People are not just buying and selling real estate. We are investing in our future of a community and lifestyle, and you help make those dreams a reality. We are so proud to have a Danville local resident as this year's president. But you never know. If all else fails, you can always entertain us by dancing your way onto the ballroom floor, or perhaps a country two-step. I hear you also play a mean tune on the saxophone. That's always a possibility. We know you'll do a phenomenal job as the Contra Costa Association of Realtors president. And we'll see you back at the Veterans Hall for our Thursday morning meetings, or downtown at Hot Summer Nights car shows, or now as it's called, Hot Sunday car shows, enjoying your other passion, supercars and the classics. Congratulations to Danville's very own Greg Souza for being elected as the Contra Costa County Association of Realtors president for 2021 and leading this wonderful organization through their 100th year of service. On behalf of the entire Danville Town Council, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hi, Greg. It's Commissioner Catherine Baker here to congratulate you on becoming president of Contra Costa Realtors Association. I want to congratulate you and your board on the leadership roles you're going to be playing in this year. And I know you're going to be terrific, not only because, Greg, of your involvement in the community for many years, in decision-making here and in the profession itself, but because you do bring a very special energy and creativity to everything you do. So I know you're going to have a successful year with your team, and really want to wish you well. I'm looking forward to getting to celebrate with you in the future in person. That's going to happen, I know. So best wishes to you for all success in the coming year. Congratulations.
Very nice, very nice. Marky Banya is back with you. And if you're just joining us, this is really cool. It's growing and growing. We have way more than 200 people joining us virtually. What a challenging year this has been for all of us. And one of the shames about not being together in person to share the stories of what we've all gone through over the past 10 or 11 months. And hopefully you've all stayed safe and sane. And for me, you know, I always thought the reason that I didn't have my garage all cleaned out was because I didn't have the time. Now I find out with the stay-at-home orders that have gone out, that's not the reason I haven't cleaned out my garage. No excuses. But as we move on in our show tonight and get closer to the grand event, I'd like to give a shout out to CCAR's hardworking staff. As all our leaders, both past and present, can attest, it is the support and expertise of our CEO and staff that really binds the association together. That is from one year to the next to keep it all going as they execute our leadership orders and aspirations. You all deserve thanks, but especially CCAR's beloved Chief Executive Officer, Sharon Dietz, an absolute superstar, as we say in sports. She's been the beauty, the brains, the strength, and a good friend to me behind the organization for the past 45 years. It's been an honor getting to know her over the past 5 or 6 years. Thank you sincerely, Sharon, for your amazing legacy and your service to CCAR. We honor you tonight, and we celebrate our good fortune, all of us, as we continue to reap the benefits of your many decades of hard work and commitment to the members and the association. I can tell you behind the scenes just how conscientious she really is, and you already know that. But today, we are also pleased to welcome our colleagues and our friends from sister associations. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Bay East, Bridge, Berries, Delta, Madera MLS Listings, Santa Clara, San Mateo, San Francisco, and Silicon Valley Association of Realtors. All right, another very important recognition must be paid right now to program sponsor Golden Gate Sotheby's International Realty. Thank you for your contribution. And on behalf of President Greg Souza and the 2021 CCAR Board of Directors, thank you so much. And we'd also like to send a special thanks to additional sponsors. And let's let that slide roll a little bit so we can get them all in. All right, Security Systems and Junket sponsor, Security Systems of California and Junket Move It. Thank you for all of your help in sponsoring today's program. Unusual times, but we couldn't do it without you. All right, at this point in our program, we want to present awards to realtors and affiliate members of CCAR, and have you receive thanks for your exceptional service to our association and our members. Our first CCAR honor, the President's Community Service Award. This award goes to a CCAR member who has gone above and beyond in their service to community. Our 2020 president, Tanji Leverett, has the honor of presenting this award. Tanji, you've had a challenging year. You've succeeded greatly. Tanji, take it away.
Thank you, Mark. Every year, we are honored to give an award to a truly extraordinary member who has gone above and beyond in their service to the community. This year, it is my privilege to present the 2020 CCAR President's Community Service Award to a member whose very name is synonymous with giving and service. This has been an especially difficult year for so many, with the COVID-19 pandemic wreaking havoc on too many souls to count. Sickness and death of loved ones, job losses, evictions, homelessness, a strained economy, and poverty so dire that people cannot put food on the tables of their families. But it hasn't required a global crisis to motivate this extraordinary CCAR member to service. He has been giving thousands of dollars in personal volunteer service to the local community for decades. In fact, this member is so prolific in his service that we are giving 3 contributions to local organizations on his behalf. His chosen nonprofit organizations include Meals on Wheels, Diablo Region, that feeds hundreds of vulnerable seniors, B. Walker Ranch in Sassoon Valley, that serves autistic children, and One Warm Coat organization that provides much needed free coats to the needy. This very member is not only generous with the community, he is an active force in CCAR fundraising and association service, serving on important committees like Helping Hands and the affiliates and events committees that sponsor most of our most popular fundraising events like the Craft Feed, Golf Tournament, and Christmas Coats holiday festivities. If you haven't already guessed this member's identity, I'll give you one more clue. That's the dead giveaway. He is a second-generation real estate professional and learned the business by another extraordinary CCAR member. Please join me in congratulating Dean Langston, sales manager, loan officer of Commerce Home Mortgage, and son of our beloved Glenn Langston, as CCAR's recipient of the 2020 President's Community Service Award. Thank you, Dean, for all you've done and all you continue to do to serve the community and our association.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for bestowing this award on me, the 2020 Community Service Award for CCAR. You are donating money on my behalf to 3 charities that are near and dear to my heart. The first one is One Warm Coat, where we gather coats for the homeless and deliver them. The second is Meals on Wheels Diablo Region, which delivers meals to the elderly that are unable to get meals themselves. And the third is B. Walker Ranch, which is a ranch for autistic adults. All of them are in need of money now, particularly with COVID. They definitely need more money than ever. I appreciate you honoring me. I want to thank the people at CCAR, Jason, Bruce, Sharon, Amy, and the 2020 President, Tanji Levitt, and the 2021 President, Greg Souza. I look forward to working with you. Thank you so much. This is a great honor, and I will keep up my end of the bargain. Thank you.
Oh, I could not be happier for Dean. Just a great guy. If you know him, you love him. Dean, congratulations. I think Dean tried to sell me and my ex-wife our first house in Danville. Dean, I still remember you fondly. Congratulations. All right. Now it's time to honor a representative from the professional services that support our community so well. That would be the 2020 Affiliate of the Year Award. Now, last year's award recipient, Melinda Thielen, is going to present this award. Here's Melinda.
It is my honor to present the CCAR Affiliate of the Year Award to an extraordinary fellow member who has been a strong leader of one of our local marketing groups and has served realtors with grace, compassion, and professionalism for the past many years. Specializing in tax law, this affiliate member is passionate about the work she does. Her stellar career is highlighted many legal wins in the California Supreme Court, as well as state, federal, and appellate courts. While a successful practicing attorney, this member has personally dedicated her life to helping others in the community. In fact, she has received Volunteer of the Year awards and was once named Hero for her volunteer service. She wears many hats rather than a superhero cape and dedicates herself to serving a collection of nonprofit organizations that cater to the most vulnerable, including the terminally ill, children, and victims of violence. By now, you've probably guessed the identity of our Affiliate of the Year, but I'll give you a few more clues to remove all doubt about the recipient. Our 2020 Affiliate of the Year is a well-known leader in the RMA marketing group. She is not only an esteemed professional, she is known for her kindness, generosity, and has a wonderful sense of humor. Last but not least, if you have not decided who this is, you will know her by her great talent for baking. Please join me in congratulating our extraordinary Affiliate Member of the Year, Elizabeth Johnson of JLF Law. Thank you, Elizabeth, for your service to the community and to our local real estate industry.
Thank you so much. This is really cool. I appreciate it very much. CCAR and RMA are very, very important to me. As a solo practitioner with Johnson Law Firm, I do estate planning and trust administration. And that's why I interact so well with so many of you who sell real estate or are involved in those transactions. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to work closely with realtors and lenders to help our clients in a common goal. Again, this is really cool. Thank you so much.
Very good. Congratulations, Elizabeth. This event is so cool. Coming to you virtually. Everybody's had to get creative in this last year, of course. And I just wanted you to know that there are more than 235 people watching right now. So everything's cool. And we are just building the audience as we get toward the end here. And just thank you for making it happen. Very cool event. Now it's my great pleasure to ask the past recipient of the CCAR Realtor of the Year Award, Jeffrey Wright, to present the 2020 Realtor of the Year Award. Jeffrey.
Thank you, Mark. It's my honor to present the CCAR Realtor of the Year Award to a much-loved member who's been a long-time association leader and volunteer extraordinaire. This member is a CCA icon, a quiet giant who has served CCAR and the local industry with dignity and strength. for more than 30 years. A third-generation real estate professional, our 2020 Realtor of the Year is extraordinary in many ways. He's certified in various real estate specialties and has continuously earned top sales award throughout a distinguished career. He's a devoted family man and has dedicated a lifetime of service to our association and community. In addition to serving as past president of CCAR, this member has held more than 60 leadership positions at the local and state levels of the association. He's been an active leader and contributor to CCAR's professional standards and budget and finance committees, among dozens of others. He's a longtime member of his local Rotary Club, a Scoutmaster, and an Eagle Scout, as well as being a bishop for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Please join me in congratulating our distinguished 2020 Realtor of the Year, CCAR's 2015 President, 2017 Emeritus Member of the Year Award recipient, and current CCAR Region 5 Chair, Mr. Rob Baldwin. Let's give it up for Rob. Congratulations.
Wow, I honestly had no idea I was being considered for this award. You know, this past year has been crazy with COVID-19, all the unrest in our country, the election of a new president. I've just been trying to stay focused on my real estate business and all the changes we've had to go through in real estate. Probably like all of you have been doing also. But then I got a phone call from Tangi Leverett, our past president. We visited for a few moments, and then I was going to start to tease Tangi. I don't know if many of you know, but Tangi loves shoes. And I was going to ask her how many shoes she got for Christmas. But before I could get the words out, she said, "Rob, I have something important to share with you." I said, "Okay." And then she told me that I was the recipient of the 2021 Real Estate Realtor of the Year Award for CCAR. I was shocked. I said, "Tangi, I have no words." She laughed for a few moments. And then as I thought about it, I thought to myself, wow, what an honor. And what even made this special was the I am following. Jeff Wright. Jeff Wright was our 2020 Realtor of the Year recipient. And he has been such an example to me at the state level where he is so respected, here at the local level in our association, and just in his all-around real estate business. Thank you, Jeff, for your service and for your example to me. But there are other people that are important to thank as well. I would like to thank, first and foremost, our CCAR staff. I know I can't see all of you, but if I could, I would have you stand. Be it from Bruce to Jared to Pam, Amy and Heather, and all the others that I haven't mentioned. I want you to know how much I appreciate your service and appreciate all that you have done for me in my career. You have made my job and my life so much easier because of what you have done for me and how you have helped me. But of course, I also need to thank our revered CEO, Sharon Diaz. You know, I've known Sharon since 1984 when I first started in real estate. My dad, who is now passed on, introduced me to Sharon. And he told me something that I've never forgotten. He said, "Rob, if you ever want or need anything or need to know how to do something here at CCAR, Sharon is the one to go to. She will do everything she can to help you." And you know what? Over the last 37 years, that statement has been so true. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sharon, for all that you have done for me. Last but not least, I would like to thank my family. My dad, who got me started in real estate, my 6 children who put up with me constantly with my real estate career, and of course, my fantastic, lovely wife, Tova. How I love you. I'd like to share with you something about this special lady. You know, in doing real estate, it seems as if our real estate business never leaves us, whether it's on a weekend or we're on vacation or late at night, our clients seem to find us. And over the last 37 years, my dear wife has never once that I can recall complained to me about my business or doing my real estate business. Whether we've been on a family vacation, whether we've been on a weekend trip together, or late at night when our clients sometimes call us, she has never once complained. Thank you so much, Tova, for your love, for your support, and for all that you have done for me. Again, I would like to thank all of my fellow realtors and my friends, and especially the Contra Costa Association of Realtors for this wonderful honor. May we all have a safe and prosperous 2021. Thank you.
That was nice. Thank you. And congratulations, Rob. And thank all of you who have joined us tonight virtually for the award ceremony tonight as we continue to pretend we are coming to you from the Black Hawk Auto Museum, although virtually tonight. Our final award, the CCAR Emeritus Award, and it's granted to a realtor member who has rendered distinguished long-term service to the real estate profession, to the association, and of course, to our community. The annual recipient of this award is selected by the executive committee. He or she must be 55 years or older, a realtor for at least 25 years, and a member of CCAR for at least 15 years. This year, the 2020 Emeritus Award will be presented by CCAR's 2019 Emeritus Award winner, Mr. Jack Burns. Jack?
Thank you, Mark. It is my honor to present the CCAR Emeritus Member of the Year Award to a fellow member who has provided distinguished service to the association, the West County Association, and the California Association of Realtors. This member has played key leadership roles in association leadership at both the local and state levels, while at the same time dedicating time and attention to local charities and civic organizations, including the Bay Area Rescue Mission, a West County museum, and as head of a local city planning commission. This member has also served as a Chamber of Commerce president and was a long-term member of a Bay Area School District Oversight Committee. This realtor has served as an active force in the association's local government relations committee and has experienced lobbying local, state, and federal legislators on real estate-related issues. A two-time past president of the West Contra Costa Association of Realtors, this member's service to the industry extends to both leadership and membership positions on the CAR board, executive committee, and as a regional chairperson for Region 5. A successful real estate professional, this member provides a broad portfolio of services to our local industry that includes management of sales agents, real estate auctioning, REO and short sales, commercial expertise, and real estate investment. Aside from his distinctive industry savvy, many know this member as a dynamic speaker, moderator, an avid music lover, and last but not least, a fantastic singer. CCAR's 2020 Emeritus Member of the Year is the beloved partner and colleague of one of our own CCAR directors, a parent of 2 children, and an extraordinary real estate professional who has served the industry with distinction for some 40 years. Please join me in congratulating Jeffrey Wright, Managing Broker for Wright Realtors and Wright-Gore Realty Advisors. We thank you for your distinguished service and longtime commitment to the industry and to the community. We love you, Jeff. You're the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. It's certainly my privilege and my honor to be the 2020 recipient of the Emeritus Award. You know, last year I was the recipient of the Realtor of the Year Award. And upon receipt of that award, I kidded with you all, but I said that when you start receiving all of these plaudits and accolades, sometimes it makes you wonder, is something going on? Is my health okay? I told you guys that I was going to have a physical and check, make sure I was okay, and I did those things. And I want you to know that I am vital, I am healthy, I'm in good shape. But to receive this Emeritus Award, the following year, I'm beginning to wonder, am I really okay? It's a great honor and it's a great privilege. But you know, when you get that Emeritus Award, that word emeritus is kind of centered around retirement. Well, I plan to keep on moving forward for a few more years, but I want to just say this again. Thank you. I'm very honored and privileged to be the 2020 recipient of the Emeritus Award, and I'm not retiring yet. Thanks again.
Way to go, Jeffrey. Missed that guy. All right. And thank you all for joining us in this big Zoom fest. We've got more than 235 of you. It's pretty cool. If you would have asked me about a year ago what Zoom was, I would have said, isn't that a ride at the Santa Cruz Boardwalk? What a life changer this past 12 months has been. But we're all resilient in the real estate world. I know that. And we're making it happen tonight. Again, congratulations to Jeffrey and really all our distinguished members who we've honored here this afternoon. All right, at this time of the program, we'd like to turn it over to a very special guest presenter. Although many of us would prefer to forget the craziness, I'm really looking forward to this, the chaos of 2020, we now have the privilege of learning secret tips and some tricks to improve our memory going forward into 2021. Lord knows I could use that. First, we're going to watch a brief introduction to Chester and then move on to his formal live program. Really looking forward to this. I'm supposed to say it's going to be memorable, I think.
That works. We just did some mental athletic training with Chester Santos, who has the best memory in the United States.
With ease. Joining us right now is memory expert and winner of the 2008 USA National Memory Championship, Chester Santos.
If you have trouble remembering names, faces, where you put the coffee cup, well, if you do Chester Santos, he can help. He's a 2008 National Memory Champion. He's here to help us.
Certainly knows he does. Chester Santos is the United States Memory Champion. He captured the title this past weekend in New York City. There he is accepting the prize. He's now
you can count or see. You got the names of every congressman and senator seen. Stack a decade ways from Sunday. You get it every time the international.
Who's the 12th District New Jersey congressman? Rush Holt. Okay. Rush Holt.
In the games you play, he's got the corner wrapped up in his steel trap.
10 of hearts.
3 to go.
2 of clubs.
Yes.
Jack of diamonds.
You got it.
And 3 of diamonds.
Unbelievable.
That's incredible. First of all,
Press can get enough of this amazing feat. He got the memory down to every single.
We have Carol, Rick, Pedro, Jack, Andy.
From Belinda Divine with dizzying acts every single time. He's got the power to educate, the power to thrill and memorize. All wrapped up in his insatiable mind. He's one of a kind. He's your man. He's your champion.
Some of his techniques stretch all the way back to the ancient Greeks. But what's amazing is that standing in front of you as a modern human being, I can still feel those techniques reprogramming my brain to remember things better.
All right. Hello, everyone. Chester Santos, the International Man of Memory here. I am so excited to present for you all today. I have given presentations at this point in more than 30 different countries for various types of organizations. One of my favorite industries by far is the real estate industry, because it seems that real estate professionals are very dedicated to personal, professional development and lifelong learning. The skills that I'm going to try to empower you with over the next 10 to 15 minutes or so, they're really going to apply to your lifelong learning, professional development. If you happen to have any kids or grandkids in school, what we covered today is going to be very useful for them as well. I'm going to teach you techniques that will apply to improving your memory in general, and also things that will apply to very specific types of information. For instance, giving presentations, minimizing the amount of notes, or maybe getting to no notes so you're a more effective and persuasive speaker. Facts and figures to better demonstrate your knowledge and your expertise. People will have more confidence in you and your abilities. You're going to be more memorable, of course, in business nowadays if you have a really good memory. My presentation is going to be very interactive. Some of it might seem a bit silly at certain points, but please bear with me, because I promise you that what we do is going to empower you with incredible skills that are going to benefit you in many ways throughout your life. Now, there are just three main principles that you need to master in order to have an incredible memory. Principle number one is visualization. Turn whatever it is that you want to remember in some way into something that you can picture, something that you can see in your mind. We have a very good ability to remember things that we see. An example that I'll give here, let's say you go to a party, all right? You meet a lot of new people at this party. 2 weeks after it's over, you talk with one of your friends that was there. Your friend describes someone to you from the party. Your friend says, hey, you remember that attorney that we met a couple of weeks ago at the party? He's a member of the local golf club. As your friend is going through that description, a lot of times you can picture in your mind who they're talking about. You might even remember what that person was wearing when you met them at the party, but a lot of times we can't remember the person's name, although we can picture them, right? Another quick example, how many times have you been describing to a friend or family member an actor from a TV show or movie? As you're going through that description crystal clear in your mind, you can picture the actor. Your friend or family member can also picture who you're describing, but neither one of you can come up with the name at that moment. It's really frustrating again there. Those examples illustrate that when it comes to dealing with people, we tend to be pretty good at remembering faces, right? We can remember what people look like, but we're not nearly as good at remembering the names. This makes sense when you think about it, because when you interact with people in various ways, you see their face. The face is recorded into your visual memory, but the name is something more abstract to the brain. So one way to get much better at remembering names, to get more out of business networking, to build better business relationships with people in general, is to turn those names into powerful visuals. So if I meet someone named Mike, I might picture a microphone, because that would remind me of the name Mike. If I meet someone named Alice, I might picture a white rabbit, because that reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. It might sound a little silly, but it's very powerful and effective. That's how I open presentations a lot of times, with naming hundreds of people in the audience after just hearing each name one time. That's about all I have time for in terms of names today, but I wanted to really introduce the principle of visuals. What you can picture in your mind is much easier to remember. Now, the second principle to master is simply to use additional senses from there when you're trying to encode things into your memory. As you activate more and more senses, you're building more connections in your mind to the information, and you're activating more areas of your brain. So I started in an episode of PBS's Nova Science. The episode that I started in was titled How Smart Can We Get? Or just Google my name, Chester Santos PBS. You'll be able to watch it for free on the PBS website. If you do check it out, you'll see me performing some crazy memory feats. Then they had me train David Pogue. You guys might know David Pogue from the New York Times and CBS News. He's a correspondent for the technology industry. I trained him, and he was then able to perform some cool memory feats with just a little bit of training. Next on the show, they had some neuroscientists, brain scientists appear and explain, okay, how in the world did Chester do that? How did David Pogue pull it off with just a little training from Chester? And the brain scientists confirmed that it's because with these techniques that I've mastered over the years and that you'll learn a little bit about today, we're recruiting more of the brain to help us. And part of this is learning to use more senses. Now, the third and final principle to keep in mind for having a powerful memory is to take advantage of the psychological aspect to human memory. And that is, all of us, with putting forth little to no effort, we tend to remember things that catch us by surprise, that are strange, extraordinary in some way. So if whatever room you're in right now, attending the virtual inaugural, if an elephant suddenly crashed into the room at this moment and started to spray water all over you with its trunk, if that actually happened right now, you would probably remember that for the rest of your life and always tell that story. Even maybe 40 plus years from now, you'd be telling people, you'll never believe this. We had a CCAR inaugural. While I was online, an elephant just suddenly crashed into the room and started spraying water all over me. It might be stuck in your brain forever without you even trying to commit it to memory. Now, although that isn't fully understood how it works in the brain, we just need to realize there is this psychological aspect to human memory. We can then harness it and apply it to things that would be very useful to remember, like training, exam material, information about listings, people's names at open houses, things like that. There are so many practical applications. Now, when you combine the three principles, visualization, utilizing additional senses from there, and also using your creativity and imagination to make it all strange, unusual in your minds, instantly it becomes easy to remember just about anything. We're going to put this into practice now, okay, without writing anything down. Please don't write any of this down. Don't use any sort of electronic device to help you. I know people aren't used to doing this nowadays. Just try to commit to memory the following random list of words. The word list is going to be Cupid. We have a bit of a Valentine's theme with this list. Cupid. Next, it's going to be chocolate, rope, kite, house, paper, shoe, rose, envelope, pencil, river, rock, tree, cheese, and Valentine. Now, a lot of times when I recite a long list like that to live audiences, I see people looking at me thinking they can't commit it to memory, not unless given a lot of time. You're all going to have that down perfectly, forwards, backwards, in about 3 minutes. Weeks from now, you will still remember all of those words forwards and backwards, maybe even months from now. How you're going to pull this off, you'll just listen to what I described to you, that's all, and just see and experience it happening in your mind as best you can. So I want for you to picture in your mind Cupid. Cupid is flying around, just picture that, Cupid's flying around, and he's flying around with a giant chocolate, all right, a giant piece of chocolate. Cupid is flying around with this giant piece of chocolate. Just relax, have fun, visualize this. The chocolate starts to fall, but a rope attaches itself to that chocolate. Maybe even feel the rope. Maybe it feels sort of rough. Really interact with that rope. You look up the rope. The other end of the rope is attached to a kite. It's flying around in the air. See that kite? The kite crashes into the side of a house. Just picture that. Really see it, visualize it. It crashes into a house. The house, you notice, is completely covered in paper. For some reason, it's covered in paper. Out of nowhere, a shoe appears. It starts to walk all over the paper. Really see that shoe walking on it. Maybe it's messing up the paper, that shoe. The shoe smells pretty, actually kind of pleasant, and you're curious, why does it smell like that? And you look and you see a rose, and a rose flies out of that shoe. Maybe it's a long stem red rose, would be easy to visualize. A rose flies out. That rose flies into an envelope. Maybe it's going to mail itself or something. I don't know, an envelope starts to envelop that rose. So the next word was envelope. A pencil appears out of thin air. It starts to write all over the envelope. Maybe it's addressing it, that pencil. Really visualize the pencil. The pencil now jumps into a river. There's a huge splash when it hits the river. The river, you notice, is crashing up against a giant rock. That rock flies out of the river. It crashes into a tree. This tree, you notice, is growing cheese. You probably haven't seen a tree like that before. This one's growing cheese. And out of the cheese flies a Valentine. Maybe visualize like a Valentine's Day card. A Valentine starts to fly out of the cheese. That was the whole list. You might have this down already, but I'm going to run through it again in about 30 seconds. And your job is to simply replay through this little story that you've created in your mind. So we start off with Cupid. He was flying around, right? Cupid, what was he flying around with? It was chocolate. What attached itself to the chocolate was a rope, right? The other end of the rope, what was it attached to? A kite. The kite crashed into a house. That was covered in what paper? What walked on the paper? It was a shoe. Something flew out of that shoe. Do you remember what it was? It was a rose. The rose flew into an envelope. What wrote on it? It was a pencil. The pencil jumped into a river. The river was crashing into the rock. The rock flew into the tree. That was growing cheese. And what came out? A Valentine. You should be able to recall now pretty easily the entire random list of words by simply playing through that story in your mind. Each major object that you see will give you the next word. I'm going to give you about 1 minute now. I'm going to sit here silently for about 1 minute while you write those out in the chat box. Write them out to everyone. I really want you to give this a try so you can experience yourself developing new skills. And I'm going to explain how you put this to use in your real estate career in just a few minutes. But give it a try. Write those out from memory. All right, we have some answers already coming in. Just take your time, give you a little bit more. I want you to experience yourself using this new technique. So I'm getting some people messaging me privately and asking me if their answer looks to be about right. So actually everyone's answer that I saw in the chat box and people that messaged me also privately, all of the answers that I see coming in are, if not 100% correct, very close to 100% correct. So you can see how powerful this technique is. That's called the story method, all right? It's just one of many techniques that memory champions like myself use to pull off what at first might seem like extraordinary feats of memory. So they've had me on a bunch of different TV shows over the years, CNN, Science Channel, Nova Science, most recently BBC World News. They have me come on, perform a memory feat, then give tips for viewers at home. But I want to make it clear there's nothing different about my brain compared to everyone else's. I've just learned these types of techniques that are very powerful and effective. I put in a little bit of training and practice. All of you, everyone on the Zoom call today, you can do extraordinary things. This is going to give you a huge advantage. You're going to better demonstrate your knowledge and your expertise. You're going to better remember names. People have more confidence in you and your abilities again. You're more memorable in business when you have a good memory. Now, this doesn't apply to just random words. Let me give you a practical example. Let's say you were going to give a presentation. I'll use healthcare. Let's say I was going to talk about healthcare in the US. My first image might be of a stethoscope that the doctor uses to check your heartbeat. That would represent the broad topic of healthcare. Maybe the first thing I want to talk about is the high cost of healthcare in the US. Maybe shooting out of the stethoscope are a bunch of $100 bills, all right? Next thing I want to cover in my presentation under current healthcare programs. In order to get certain things covered, sometimes we have to navigate through or cut through a lot of red tape. Maybe wrapping itself around the $100 bills is all of this red tape. So that should give you an idea. That could be, minimizing the amount of notes when you give a presentation. It could be 5-10 key things that you learned in your research about a client, about a client's business or a potential client. 5 or 10 key ways as to how you and your services are different and can really help that individual, right? Again, there are many practical applications for this. If you'd like, I'm about out of time here. I've got 4 minutes total left. If you'd like to learn more, check out memoryschool.net. It's an online memory school that I have. I would visualize maybe a fishing net to remember that it's .net. So memoryschool.net is the URL. It's just only $200 enrollment fee, so a very small investment, small barrier of entry there to get started. You'll learn how to memorize presentations, facts, figures, exam training material. I'll simulate introducing you to people, so you'll get really good at remembering names. There's advanced training, there's ongoing training every single month. Before I forget to mention it, although there is a $200 enrollment fee for CCAR members, I did set up code CCAR. I set it to be valid for 20 uses. So the first 20 people to use code CCAR today will have that enrollment fee wiped out. It will go from $200 down to $0. So check it out, memoryschool.net, code CCAR, to develop powerful memory skills that are going to benefit you in 2021 and beyond. Maybe also help your kids out. It gives you access for 2 people, 2 different devices. I hope you all will keep in touch with me. Chester Santos on LinkedIn, Chester J. Santos on Instagram. Congratulations to Greg and the board. Thank you so much for having me today.
All right, everybody. Hey, Chester, that was magnificent. Memorable, to say the least. You know, I remember about when I first got my job 41 years ago at Channel 2, I figured I'm going to be on a huge television station. I got to improve my memory to, you know, take in all those statistics. I want to be right on top of it. I went to the public library in Alameda, where I lived at the time, and I checked out a book called The Memory Book. Went down a couple of blocks to a delicatessen, had a sandwich and a little soda pop, left, walked down about 2 or 3 blocks, realized I forgot my memory book. I went back to the place, said, hey, did somebody turn in a book I left here? And they all started laughing, and they said, hey, the guy who forgot the memory book is back to get it. That's a little reminder that we can all use work on that. Not a great memory for me, however. As we return our focus on the reason we're all here today, as I digressed a little bit there, the installation of our 2021 Board of Directors, and of course, the President, Greg Souza. It's my great privilege to welcome our most esteemed guest to officiate the installation ceremony. Sacred. Clark Wallace is a name everyone knows, and there's not adequate time in our program to cite all of his professional accomplishments. The honorary patriarch of CCAR. This gentleman is an industry superstar, basically the Michael Jordan of the industry, and highly regarded as an influencer at the center of local, state, and national real estate for more than 60 years. Not only a past president of CCAR, back in 1964, Clark served as CAR president in 1978 and NAR president in 1986. Now, if that's not enough, he was also nominated by then Governor Pete Wilson of California to serve as the California Commissioner of Real Estate from 1991 through 1994. Please welcome CCAR Installation Officer, our dear friend, colleague, and professional inspiration, the great Mr. Clark Wallace. Clark?
Thanks a lot, Mark, and greetings to all of my Realtor family, and I appreciate being invited to be with you as your installing officer today. I will now perform the reading of the oath of office, and we will witness the upcoming Board of Directors as they recite their pledge of service to the association. I will now read the list of directors and offices, save and except for your president, whom we will install separately. And the list goes as follows. Debbie Mackey, 2021 President-elect. Tangi Leverett, immediate past president. Thanks for your service, Tangi, this past year. Judy Myers, our new incoming treasurer. Judy's been there, done that before. Glad to have her back, a consummate volunteer. Ron Garcia, director. Henry Giovanetti, Michael Gordon, Murray Caroline, Victor Lagrosso, Joe Norton, David Shub, Tyra Wright, CCAR's 2021 affiliate liaison, Lena Nickerson. Last but certainly top of the list, Chief Executive Officer of some 45 years with our association, Sharon Diaz. I will now read you the prefatory remarks preceding to your actual installation oath. You have been elected as leaders of the Contra Costa Association of Realtors. You are accepting a position of leadership of utmost importance, and you will be regarded as consultants in the real estate related issues throughout our community which you serve. Basically, most of Contra Costa County. During the coming year, you will be identified as official representatives of the Contra Costa Association of Realtors by the business people, yes, and residents too, of our community, and you must therefore conduct yourselves accordingly. In accepting this responsibility, you commit yourselves to work for the welfare of your fellow realtors. That's a little different than where you've been previous to tonight. And to conduct your community, your state, and your nation. You will, in this coming year of leadership, enjoy many new lasting friendships. I can tell you, having personally been involved at the local, state, and national level, you're going to even get a little business out of this. You don't do it for that reason, but I can certainly attest to the friendships that you'll establish, which maybe previously have been more competitive instead of friendly. That's going to change in your new capacity. And you'll experience a personal satisfaction that comes only through service, cooperation, and unselfish interest in behalf of others, not just yourself anymore, but in behalf of fellow realtors and clients and friends. Incoming board of directors, I now charge you to raise your right hands. That's the one on this side. So raise your right hands, and I will ask you to solemnly swear the oath I'm about to administer. Now, do you solemnly and sincerely promise and affirm that you will administer the office to which you have been elected to the best of your ability and judgment, in conformity with the Constitution and bylaws of our association? That you will observe and enforce the Realtor Code of Ethics? That you will uphold and support the California Association of Realtors, the National Association of Realtors, and it used to say here, but it doesn't now, but that's okay. You'll support the Department of Real Estate. Maybe they changed that after I left that department. In any case, to go on with your oath, that you will, in all your acts, be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interest of our state, the high purpose of your association, and the welfare of our membership. If you so subscribe, please say, I do.
I will.
Congratulations to the 2021 CCAR Board of Directors. I now pronounce you married to the job for which you have been elected. We're in good hands for 2021. You may lower your hands. Congratulations. Okay, now it's a real honor. It's about 50, almost 60 years since I took this office in this capacity. And that's a long time, so I don't know all of you, but I have met Greg Souza, your incoming president. And while, Greg, I don't know a lot about your background, I asked Pam to send me your one-pager, and boy, it's impressive. We're lucky to get you. And so with that in mind, Greg, please now, as I swear you in, please raise your right hand. That's this one again. And now I will administer the oath of office to you, Greg. 2021 CCAR President, Greg Souza. Greg, do you solemnly and sincerely promise and affirm that you will administer the office to which you have been elected to the best of your ability and judgment, in conformity with the bylaws and Constitution of our association? That you will observe and enforce the code of ethics, that you will uphold and support the California Association of Realtors, national associations, and DRE again, where it's appropriate. That you will, in all your acts, be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible, endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interest of our state, the high purpose of our association, and the welfare of its membership. With the authority briefly for this fleeting moment in time vested in me, Greg, if you say I do, and you may say that now, I do, I promise you that you too will be married to this job for the balance of 2021 as president of the Contra Costa Association of Realtors.
I will.
Congratulations to you. Let me be the first of many, Greg. Let me parenthetically also say that you will be receiving a resolution from your state assemblyman and your state senator recognized, nicely framed. You'll want to put this on your award wall. Recognize you as president for 2021 of CCAR. Thank you all, and congratulations for having me. That concludes my portion of the ceremony, and I wish both the board of directors and Greg Souza the best possible of years in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wallace. So to transition a little bit, what are the secret ingredients of a leader? What are the traits and skills one must possess to be a leader when things are not all sunshine and rainbows? I know someone who, in the face of uncertainty, handled the unknown with such grace. Our 2020 president was a solid pillar in the midst of a storm. She is a wealth of information that stems from years of dedicated service to our industry. Previously president of the Delta Association of Realtors, and has been a longtime director for the California Association of Realtors, holding many chair positions and leadership roles. These experiences came through in 2020. Last year, we had to close our office. Tangi went to work with our CEO, Sharon Diaz, making sure services were seamless for our members, our staff, and our board. We moved virtual and business carried on without a hitch. This is the essence of a skilled leader. Believe it or not, Tangi is a great grandmother. And what an amazing example she is setting for her future generations of what a leading businesswoman can be. She's super, super inspiring. I was so appreciative I was able to serve as her president-elect. It is an experience that forged a bond I will always cherish. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for a thunderous thank you, and let me welcome to our digital stage our 2020, messed that one up, our 2020 president, Miss Tangi Leverett.
Thank you, Greg. Boy, I'm not sure if I even need to say anything else. I think Greg covered most of my speech. But, you know, when I started off the year, you know, if you remember, we were in Black Hawk Museum, you know, January 11th. I remember it well. Matter of fact, my oldest grandson, it was his birthday, as well as my nephew, my great nephew. And, you know, after that, we started off, had board of directors meeting, executive committee meeting. First 2 months went out without a hitch. Then March came and the pandemic that triggered a statewide shelter in place. But fortunately, as Greg had mentioned, you know, we had a disaster plan already in place. And thanks to our staff who had put that plan together, everything was able to move to a virtual or work from home seamlessly. No one would have ever known that we had transitioned from being out of the office to being at home and working, because they continued to serve our members as if they were still just sitting in the office. And as you remember, initially, real estate wasn't classified as an essential business. But once we were classified as essential business by the state and the federal government, we still were not classified as a essential business by the county, by Contra Costa County, which means at that particular time, we were only able to show vacant homes in person, and otherwise it had to be virtual. But thanks to the staff, particularly our CEO, Sharon Diaz, and Heather Schiffman, our government affairs director, they had already established a relationship early on in the pandemic with the Contra Costa Health Department. And with them doing that, it allowed us a little bit more insight, and we were able to do things a little bit more, I wouldn't say easy, but they knew us at that point. So CCAR, what we did, we collaborated with our neighboring associations. And through that collaboration, we were able to get the county health departments in both Contra Costa and Alameda County to allow us to show occupied homes. So that was great for us, because at that particular point, it had been probably a couple of months since our members were able to do business in a way that they were used to doing it. So that was a win for everybody. And thank you so much to those who collaborated and helped get this done and helped to get our members back to work. One thing about leadership, you know, leadership is about being humble. It's about serving others. So many people have said to me, oh, I'm just so sorry that all this happened during your year as president. I don't see it as a negative. You know, we were able to do things in transition and just move into seamlessly making everything virtual. The rest of our meetings for the remainder of the year were all virtual. There was no downtime. We were able to conduct the business of the association in a way that we would have done even if we were sitting in a boardroom together. So first off, I would like to thank our 2020 Board of Directors for a great year. Thank you so much for hanging in there and doing basically what you were elected to do. Thank you to everyone that served on a committee, whether you're a member of the committee, a chair of a committee or a vice chair. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you. And that was one good thing about being able to do all of this virtual, because I was able to sit in on a lot of committee meetings. Whereas if we were not in a virtual environment, if I tried to sit in on every committee meeting, month after month, I would have basically had to put a bed in the board and just stay there. So it was an opportunity for me to be able to connect with the committee members and be able to just kind of be there. I didn't really participate as a member, although I'm an ex officio, I was an ex officio member of all the committees. But I just really enjoyed being able to be there with them. I would also like to thank the 2020, I think I already mentioned the board, but anyway. Then there's the one thing that's a constant. Year in and year out, your board of directors, they come and go. You're president for a year, then you're past president, and then you're has-been. Next year I'll be has-been. Well, actually, maybe this year I am already has-been. But the one thing that's constant is the CCAR staff. So I'd like to thank each of them individually. So I'm going to start off and thank you to Jason, Ron, Betty, Jared, Angel, Gail, Dave, Philip, Cece, Katrina, Chris D, Sierra, Robert, Benjamin, Susan, Chris A, Michael, Amy, Pam, Bruce, Heather, and a very special thank you to our CEO, Sharon Diaz. I don't know if I could have gotten through this year without her. Sharon, throughout all 2020, and even before as my year as president-elect, she was my partner throughout this journey. Thank you so much, Sharon. I just want to let you know how much I really appreciate you, and thank you so much for being there for me. And now I would like to take this opportunity to turn this back over to Mark Ibanez. Thank you so much, everyone.
Angie, job well done, man. You did not know what you were getting into. Girl, way to navigate 2020. Wow, what a challenge, and well done. We commend you and congratulate you for this very unusual time period we're all in. But now I'd like to introduce you to the incoming 2021 president, Mr. Greg Souza. First, we have a special video montage to help you learn just a little bit more about Greg. Don't worry, Greg, it's all cool. It'll be followed by his 2021 President's Address. And at this point, it's time for me to say thank you so much for inviting me back. I miss you all. I cannot wait till we can all mix and mingle at the Blackhawk Auto Museum. And I just really appreciate you. My home away from home. And thanks for teaching me to say the word realtor properly. I'll always thank you for that. All right. It's been a pleasure celebrating with you all today. And I'll check you out. Watch me on the 10 o'clock news. See you next year in person. Congratulations, Greg. All the best to you. We're going to have a much better 2021. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Hi. 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 Hi.
Great, Susan. Mom, Barry.
Ah! Woo-hoo!
Oh man, that guy in the stunt video, yeah, he's actually a paid actor. They don't tell you this. It's a little secret is that when you become president, they actually hire a real estate stunt double to be sworn in by the legendary Clark Wallace. Staff must have called in a huge favor, and I'm so thankful. Thank you, sir, for taking the time. Here is what is some crazy things. So I had a great uncle. I had another uncle, my mother, all realtors. And I went to UC Irvine. I studied political science, setting the foundation for law. And nope, this business is in the blood. I didn't get into real estate. Real estate was in me from birth. And it would have been nice if someone told me that at an earlier age. So I entered this business over 11 years ago. And I went to the new member orientation. I signed up to join the Government Affairs Committee. I put my newly minted political science degree to work, and I was hooked from there. And as they say, the rest is history. This year, we have a rock star team. It is so much talent, and it's led by our very talented CEO, Sharon Diaz, and our board of directors, which have been some of the most thought-provoking groups I have been a part of in a very long time. I am honored to be the fiduciary for this organization with a 100-year legacy. They say to be a successful leader, surround yourself with people who are better than you. And this year, I am blessed to be surrounded by the best. All right, there's a good book title there for you. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the leaders who came before me and built this great organization. I have served CCAR on committees for the past 10 years, 5 of which have been on the board. But I stand on the shoulders of giants, past presidents, anyone who has worked or volunteered for this organization. It's a legacy I will defend as my commitment to build upon that very foundation and pave the way for the next 100 years to continue being the leading resource and advocate for real estate professionals and the communities that we serve. You know, those that know me know I invest my heart and soul into this organization. I'm all about creating value for the members, volunteers, and staff. Those who are into camping, yes, camping, know that there's a code. Leave your space better than you found it. And it's a tall order for a leader to improve upon a prestigious organization with a rich history. We're continually expanding our education, the lines of communication to our members with video and soon to be podcasts. Our education technology are top tier, and we are vetting the best solutions to bring agents that competitive edge. Just as important as our community outreach and staying connected with our elected officials and local municipalities. Listen, I don't take myself too seriously. I mean, you know, but I do take the weight of this office very seriously. I have a vision and framework to enact some real change in the Bay Area, in particular with homelessness. I think realtors are uniquely positioned to take the lead and change the lives of thousands for a brighter California future. As a director of the California Association of Realtors, I'll be bringing proposals this year to committees and leadership. If we don't answer the call, then who will? So thank you for that. But let me transition to a little bit more of a happier note. I have a number of people I want to thank, and I wish I could name everyone, but we will have to close this program here in the next few minutes. First, thank you for everyone who came here for our board installation. And while I get the spotlight, this is a team sport. It's not just a great staff or our dedicated directors, but all the committee members that give tirelessly. We literally couldn't do this without you. Thank you to our fellow California Association of Realtor directors and our 2021 leadership for joining us today. Thank you for the leadership for our surrounding associations. And I want to thank in particular Tina Hand at Bay East, Ramesh Saman at Delta, and Jeffrey Needleman at the Bridge Association Realtors. Thank you to my company owner, Bill Bullock, CEO Heidi Pay, manager Cindy Duffy Chase, and all my fellow agents at Golden Gate Sotheby's International Realty who have supported me through this journey. Thank you to our local marketing meetings, CCRM, Rossmore, West County, and in particular, people like Tom Hart at RMA who encouraged me to run for president of that organization back in 2013. These groups have garnered the votes for me to become president, and they're always so gracious with their time and their meetings with me speaking to their members. Thank you to the Women's Council of Realtors. We have some of the most influential women in real estate on this call today, from past presidents at the national, the state, the local levels, to our district vice presidents and governors. You are all amazing, and my family and I are grateful for your friendships. A huge thank you to our elected officials for your kind words, Congressman DeSaulnier, California Senator Glazier, County Supervisor Anderson and Mitchoff, to the Danville Town Council, Mayor Renee Morgan, past Mayor Karen Stepper, and our newly minted Fair Political Practice Commissioner, Catherine Baker. I have to thank my friends and family for the support in the business of all these years. I have a father who was a fire captain and has been a business owner for over 50 years and a sponsor today. And most of you probably know that my mother, who's been in this business, mentored me in this business. She's held numerous leadership positions at the Women's Council of Realtors, and she's been in the business for 43 years and luckily not retiring anytime soon. Let me close this program with a few thoughts. In society, we can look at a profession as sort of an identity. And while this is not the case for everyone, of course, but when you look at the culture, this culture, what do you see? And I see a group of individuals that give back to their community like nothing else. I see professional problem solvers, unofficial psychologists, and counselors. I see collaboration and support with your fellow agents whom you are indirectly competing with. I see our housing supply challenges with 10 and 20 offers at a time, and yet there's nothing like giving over the keys to that new homeowner. I'm incredibly prideful to be a part of one of the most noble and important professions. I am honored to lead this board of directors and help shape a future that's brighter for our communities, the clients we served, and our members. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Sharon Diaz, Mark Ibanez, Chester Santos, Desire Inspire Studios for running this here in the background for us today. We look forward to celebrating our 100th year anniversary party later this year. Hopefully we can all do it in person. Please stay safe. Take care of your health so you can take care of others, and be well.